Hey, good to see you. It's been a while. I've been dog tired, and medicine is getting less effective against cramping and paralysis. Hey, you know what I was thinking about? Let me lay this on you, because I want to get this done. Back in the day when there were talk boards, you know, Guardian Unlimited had a talk board. And St. Louis Post Dispatch somewhat may even still for good kind of folk. They don't let you prattle. They kick you out. The Mariners had one. Who was it? It was Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa. And Toon was offering his felonious leadership for the first reign, which means I was working on my honors contract about immigrants and refugees. And I I said I don't think Toon is a very important person. And one of the citizens representing themselves equally faithfully said, "What?" with great force. "How can you say that?" It was like a music opera for a minute, in there. My dungeon shook at his incomprehension. He made me to understand that Trump bears the weight of the world, and it's the very essence of the meaning of importance. I thought about that today in the lunchroom after the lunchroom, I guess, because I mentioned my view that the World Cup has made people weirdly sex obsessed. And the women looked at me, "We love the World Cup." "What makes you say that?" I said, "Because it's all these rival men preening out to score, people obsessively staring at them, egging them on." And the women looked at me like, "You don't understand how much we appreciate when men are like that." Well, be that as it may, I was given to repeat the awful idea that I was resistant to being in the lot. The rejectogram measurement put me in the lot. I said, I know the deficiencies of Ayn Rand, but The Fountainhead was a great book. Am I to be brooded as member of the lot, or am I, as you put me elsewhere, the odd man out? Which is it? Just like the book, The Fountainhead. They say, "Oh, Jimmy Carrey wants to make off with the royalties." Pretty, pretty slapstick. Be that as it may, I got to thinking about whether Toon is an important person. He's really not. Granted, he has to ball and can flatten our existence. His negligence and rapine is already heating up. He can make us dumb and have this terrible effect on us where we don't recognize that we're being corrupted in a way that we think. He's an influential person, despite his undeservingness. He has a lot of money. He's admittedly sometimes touchingly creative. That's his charm. I don't know if he thinks of that stuff himself. I know that Brian Eno has been on his shoe phone, as Sam of Weaponized would put it, which comes from Maxwell Smart. I don't think Sam's old. He's a wise ass. Smart aleck. He's quick to make a joke. But don't think he's particular when he, well, he did. I think he credited the first time he said the shoe phone, he credited. I mentioned that Sam had a good joke. He said when Nixon was corrupt and wanted to cover up for a crime, he praised the women around him. That's what a president should be. I thought that was a goodly jest, as Ray would, as you would put it, Ray. As Ray would put it. Ray's not here anymore. God bless Ray. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow, and so on and so forth. Ray was a pretty good angel. God is out there being an angel. What made me think, well, so what is an important person to me? You don't know what an important person is? God. Meringue Belloc is an important person. I've been sleeping. I don't know. It's just maybe it's catering to my need to nurture my sense of reclusion and make myself feel better with a belly ball of tears. Maybe it's just making myself look special. Right? It hits me that she got an unjust no. From this day forward, they want in her homeland to hold her. Now I know what a secret trial is, and I know what a life sentence is because I was given a false idea of blame and subjected to torture, and now in Parkinson's, which never gets better. That's a life sentence. It's not as grim as being locked in a cage. But it is, in a way, slowly becoming a cage. I can't get around very well now. I'm paralyzed more and more by it. And my body cramps. I know what a secret trial is. It's no good. Greta is right. It's a movement. It's an international scheme. And we should recognize and keep up with the candles of hope among us. But important people, what are they? Beyond and above the people who we identify as bringing meaning to the world. Maybe not too much. That's what's important. Somebody built those schools and convinced us that teachers were good for us, which they are. There were lyceums under Plato. Aristotle was radically important. Voltaire was important. Victor Hugo was important. These were important men. They achieved remarkable things. Leo Tolstoy was important. Mikhail Bakhtin was important. These were important people. Erasmus was important. The people who saved this, the anonymous was the women people who saved the Greeks from the Dark Ages were important. And some of the religious figures were important. You know, Master and Margarita had a somewhat bawdrized character from the New Testament who said, they're not saying, they're inflating what I am. They're making things up. The Israeli kid who was a genius in my school really liked that stuff. He told me about that book. Jesus can be made secondhand in that way, in a way that's not faithful to what he had to say. He can be poached. And the people, he was obviously a victim of poachers. But they get on, they listen with their antenna. These are antenna people from the Third Reich who say, we're using that, that's for our name. We want Mussolini gratified as redeemer of the book of Revelations. They get hucksters, like Hucksterby, to turn 4th of July into Zion Day, some Independence Day. And then they say, we're the important ones. They're not important people. They're tragic comedians. So dark you can't laugh. You're forbidden to laugh. That's is that what you mean? Is by turn is important? Well, I'm not convinced that's what that brother in arms in Iowa meant. He seemed to think turn was important. Turn's not important. Dr. Badlock is important. She means something to important people who are in the margins and dispossessed and in danger and in fear for their ability to even think clearly. You think the people who make them afraid are important? That makes you unimportant. Put aside such thoughts and such people. Join the human race. Try to uplift yourself. Go back to school, take a class in something meaningful. Find a teacher or a mentor, for God's sakes, a hobby. You don't have to comment every day on things that you find disrespectful, which are meant to ennoble you. See, I listen. You people say I don't listen. I heard that, man. It was ages and ages and ages ago, 20, 30 years ago when they had talkboards at Des Moines. People say, oh, Mac doesn't listen. I'm deaf. He asked me very plainly, how can I possibly say the tune isn't important? Well, he doesn't seem, he seems less important now than ever. When did he ever give anything to contribute to society that wasn't meant to wow somebody about his powers? He's not empowering our fabric and destiny or moral civics, our love of life. He's jeopardizing our reputations. You want me to, you seem to think, I just wanted to get that done.